Hello everybody, it's Mel. Thank you so much for joining me today for a try a chapter video. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with the concept of try a chapter, the idea is that you pick some books and you read the first chapter or a bit more depending on how you feel about it, and yeah, make a decision about those books from there. So I have done this in the past where I have done an unhaul as a result, picked books that I'm maybe not so interested in anymore. But this video is going to be a what book do I want to pick up next video. So I'm going to read the first chapter or two of a few books and decide from there what book I'd like to read next. So these are all books that I'm interested in, that I'm keen for. Quite a few of them are on my September TBR, and yeah, we'll just see how we go with it. Full disclosure, we are doing a bit of time travel. So it's actually Friday and I did the majority of the reading yesterday, but I didn't film my intro, so you'll see an outfit change and everything. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that you are here to discover which book I decide that I'd like to read next. So I'm going to go through and show you all the books that I've chosen to read the chapter or some amount thereof. I usually like to read to up to 20 pages because I feel like that gives me more of an idea of what I think of the book. So sometimes that's a chapter, sometimes it's 2 or even 3, depends on the book. Alright, so not on the TBR, but a book I'd like to read soon because it is for a vlog. The Final Strife by Sarah El Arifi. So this is a fantasy. That's about all I know, really. I think that it has some African inspiration, African mythology, culture inspiration. So it says, the empire rules by blood. The Aktibar, a set of trials held every 10 years to find the next Ember rulers of the empire, is about to begin. Sila was destined to win the trials. Stolen by blue-blooded rebels as an infant, she was raised with a duster's heart, forged as a weapon to bring down the empire from within. That bright future has turned to dust. But Sila wasn't made to sparkle, she was born to burn. And as the trials draw near, it's time for her to decide, will she rule the empire or destroy it? So I think it sounds really, really interesting. I've heard some great things about this one and I'm very, very excited to pick this one up. But we'll see whether it's the one I decide I want to read next or not. Then we have A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. So if you have watched my TBR for September, you'll know that this is the book that my partner picked out for me when I rolled Rowan picks. Yeah, he's very keen for me to read this. He's only read the first one, but he really, really enjoyed it. And I bought him the second two for his birthday, I think, last year. And yeah, we're both potentially going to, I'm going to read this and then potentially we'll both read the next two together. Something we thought would be fun. But anyway, this one is one of the books that I'm going to try and see whether I'm wanting to pick up now. I do plan to pick it up soon, but whether it's the next one I pick up. So this one says, enter a school of magic unlike any you have ever encountered. There are no teachers, no holidays. Friendships are purely strategic and the odds of survival are never equal. Once you're inside, there are only 2 ways out. You graduate or you die. Elle Higgins is uniquely prepared for the school's many dangers. She may be without allies, but she possesses a dark power strong enough to level mountains and wipe out untold millions. Never mind easily destroy the countless monsters that prowl the school, except she might accidentally kill all the other students too. So Elle is trying her hardest not to use it. That is, unless she has no other choice. So yeah, that sounds really intriguing as well. I've heard very mixed things about this series, but Rowan loved this book, so I definitely need to give it a try. So we'll see where that comes in the hierarchy of what I want to read next. Moving away from fantasy for a moment, we now have The Wartime Book Club by Kate Thompson. So this is set in the Second World War, Jersey, 1943. Once a warm and neighbourly community, now German soldiers patrol the cobbled streets of the island, imposing a harsh rule. Grace Lamotte, the island's only librarian, is ordered to destroy books which threaten the new regime. But instead, Grace hides the stories away in secret. Along with her headstrong best friend, postwoman B. Rose, she wants to fight back. So she forms the Wartime Book Club, a lifeline offering fearful islanders the joy and escapism of reading. But as the occupation drags on, the women's quiet acts of bravery become more perilous and more important than ever before. And when tensions turn to violence, they are forced to face the true terrible cost of resistance. So I think that sounds really, really interesting. apparently it's based on real events, which is amazing. So yeah, very excited to try this one as well. Back to fantasy again, and this time we have Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. So anyone that's been around at all or watched that most recent video of mine will know that this has been on multiple TBRs. I was supposed to have finished this last year, but I didn't, and I started reading at the beginning of the year and then I just was too distracted. I was not feeling well at all and found reading quite difficult for a lot of January and February, so it just didn't happen. But I really need to get to it. I really want to get to it, so I'm putting it on this list of books I'd like to see if I want to pick up immediately. And yeah, that is Crooked Kingdom. This is the second book in the Six of Crows duology. Six of Crows was a heist book. I believe this is sort of similar. We follow a band of thieves and misfits, and it's in the Grisha verse, Grisha world, created by Leigh Bardugo in her Shadow and Bone series. But this is set in a different part of the world. So that was set in Ravka, and this is set in Ketterdam, I think, for the most part. And yeah, I really enjoyed the first one, so I'm very excited to get to this one. And we'll see whether it's sooner rather than later. And finally, The City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert. So this one is another historical fiction, and it says it is the summer of 1940. 19-year-old Vivian Morris arrives in New York with her suitcase and sewing machine, exiled by her despairing parents. Although her quicksilver talents with a needle have been deemed insufficient for her to pass into her sophomore year at Vassar, she soon finds gainful employment as the self-appointed seamstress at the Lily Playhouse, her Aunt Peg's charmingly disreputable revue theatre. There, Vivian quickly becomes the toast of the showgirls, transforming the trash and tinsel only fit for the cheap seats into creations for goddesses. Here in this strange wartime city of girls, Vivian and her girlfriends mean to drink the heady highball of life itself to the last drop. But there are hard lessons to be learned, and bitterly regrettable mistakes to be made. Vivian sees that to live the life that she wants, she must live many lives, ceaselessly and ingeniously making them new. So that sounds really amazing as well. And yeah, I'd really like to get to this one soon. It's on the TBR as well, so fingers crossed. But anyway, those are the 5 books that I am going to try the first few pages of, the first couple of chapters of, and I'll let you know as we go through what I think of them, and then at the end I'll let you know what I'm going to pick up. So yeah, I will see you in a moment. Hello. So it is 8:30 in the morning and I just got up, fed the cats, made coffee, so excuse the hair and the hoodie. But I'm going to start the vlog. So I've decided to start with the Wartime Book Club, and let's see. So we have the first chapter is 15 pages long. I shouldn't, that's the first chapter, yes it is. So we might read 2 chapters, which would bring us to page 38, but that's okay. It's only that much of the book, just to give me some idea of what I'm feeling. So yeah, I'll catch up with you when I'm finished reading that. Okay, so I just read the pages for this one and it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. It's definitely a contender for what I'd like to read next. So it's a wartime book, Second World War, based in Jersey. In most of it's in 1943, although the first little bit, excuse me, is from 1940 and deals with the original occupation of Jersey by the Germans. But yeah, it's really interesting. I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be super quick and easy to read. It says an unforgettable page turner, and I think it is going to be quite the page turner. So definitely a contender, but it's only the first book, so we'll see how we go. I think the next book I'm going to try out is Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. So this is a quite bit shorter, not counting there's some really pretty pictures at the end and the acknowledgements. It is 313 pages long, so it should also be relatively quick and easy to get through. So let's see. First chapter. Okay, so the first chapter is 23 pages long, so we'll read just the first chapter and see whether I want to read this one next. Before I do though, I'm going to have breakfast and watch some YouTube, so yeah, I'll be back in a bit. Right, just finished the first chapter of Deadly Education and I'm really intrigued. Yeah, I'm really intrigued to see what's going on. It has an amazing first line. I'm going to read it to you. I don't think it's going to be a spoiler, I hope. I decided that Orion needed to die after the second time he saved my life. How's that for a first line? That's just mad. Yes, I'm very intrigued. This may end up being my next read. But then again, this one was also really good and I'm really intrigued by this one as well. So I don't know. They're both duking it out at the moment. And I've got 4 more to try, which I'm kind of hoping that I won't end up with like 6 books that I really, really want to read, because that's not the point of this video. But that would also be kind of cool. Anyway, we'll see. I'm going to go and have a shower now though. So I will be reading some more in a little bit. But first I'm going to have a shower and then, yeah, I'll come back and tell you which book I'm going to read next. So I read the first 2 chapters of City of Girls by Elizabeth Gilbert and I enjoyed that one as well. I definitely am keen to read this book, but I'm actually not quite as keen to read it right now as I am by the other 2, so I feel like that's actually quite good because otherwise it would be difficult to choose my next read. Definitely keen to get to it. It's part of a vlog that I'm trying to get up over the next month or so. So yeah, it does need to be read sooner rather than later, but definitely intrigued and definitely keen to read it. It just didn't grip me quite as much as the other 2 did in that first chapter or 2. But anyway, so that was that one. So I have 3 more that I'm going to try and read the first chapter or 2 of today, but I don't know whether or not I will succeed. I might have to do 1 or maybe even 2 tomorrow because my parents are coming over this afternoon. They'll be here about 4. They'll be here for the evening. And then I also really do want to go for a little bit of a walk because it's quite a nice day. It's a bit windy, but that'll be alright. And also I need to grab something for dinner. And then I also was going to go and see about getting some new pyjamas. So yeah, that's my plan. So I'm not sure what I'm going to pick up next. I will probably pick up either Crooked Kingdom or the Final Strife. But first I'm going to do the washing up and then, well, actually I'm going to have lunch and then do the washing up because otherwise the wrong way around. But yeah, it's going quite well. I'm enjoying the try chapter situation. But yeah, it's almost 12:30, so I've got 3.5 hours until my parents get here while I do those things. I could take one of the books with me and read the first chapter and get like a coffee or something while I'm down at the shops, which I might do. Yeah, I might do that actually. So you'll see some B-roll of me doing that. But anyway, yeah, I'll catch up with you later. Hello, I just got home. I didn't end up going and sitting in a cafe because I bought ice cream for dessert for tonight and I didn't want it to melt. But I did get takeaway. So I got this takeaway. It is a strawberry and vanilla smoothie. I've had one before, it's really yummy. And I'm going to sit just here on the couch and read the first chapter or 2 of Crooked Kingdom. Okay, the first chapter takes me to page 12, so I might read the first 2 chapters and then let you know what I'm thinking. Hello. So I just read the first 2 chapters of Crooked Kingdom, and again I am intrigued. I definitely want to know what's going to happen. So this is a fairly strong contender for what I want to read next as well. So this is not going that well in terms of picking my next read, but that's okay. I'm glad I have so many options. I mean, I had so many options anyway, but yeah, I know this is going to be good. So like, I've said this a number of times now. I don't know why I keep putting on TBRs and then not reading it. So maybe I should read this one. It's definitely like caught my attention. So, excuse me. We shall see. I have 2 more books left that I want to do the try chapter tag with, but my parents will be here in roughly an hour, so I'd like to tidy up a little bit before they get here. So I'll probably do that tomorrow. But yeah. Hello. So I just read the first 2 chapters, well, the prologue and the first 2 chapters of The Final Strife by Sarah El Arafi, and I'm definitely intrigued and I definitely want to continue with this book, but I'm not sure that it's the one I want to read next. So my 2 contenders for what I would like to pick up next is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik or Crooked Kingdom by Leigh Bardugo. Based on the fact that I have put Crooked Kingdom on many a TBR and not read it, and I wanted to try and read it by the end of last year, which was like pretty much 9 months ago now, I think I'm going to read Crooked Kingdom next. So yeah, that's the plan. I want to put this video, it's Friday, I want to put this video up tomorrow for my usual Saturday video, so I will not be reading the book and vlogging reading the book in this video, so you'll have to watch my end of September wrap up to see how I went with it. But yeah, that's what I've decided to pick up next. I am also just under halfway through Empire of Gold by S.A. Chakraborty, which I do need to read, but I'm slowly working on that one. It's a big epic fantasy and there's a lot going on and my brain just isn't entirely coping with the in-depth epic fantasy as much at the moment. So I'm enjoying it, but I'm taking it slowly. But I will pick up Crooked Kingdom next, and yeah, you will see how that goes. But anyway, that's everything from me today. So let me know in the comments below which of the books that I read for the first chapter or 2 of for this video you would have picked. Have you read any of them? Did you enjoy them? Let me know all of those things in the comments below. If you'd like to leave me a comment but you don't know what, then leave me some kind of fantastical emoji, because we did have quite a bit of fantasy as potential books to read next in this list. All of my social media details are listed in the description below, so if you'd like to come follow me on any of those other platforms, please feel free to do so. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I would absolutely love it if you would subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, like I said, thank you so much for joining me today. I really hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you next time.